Assalamu alaikum students. Today we'll continue our discussion about Pygmalion. Pygmalion is a play by George Bernard Shaw, and today I'll discuss with you its a title, its a background, and its a relevance to the play.
Sir, we already learned this.
Pardon? Okay. The title Pygmalion basically is from Greek mythology. In Greek mythology, there was one person or one sculptor. He used to make different statues and he was idealist. He didn't like any woman. And he was so idealist and perfectionist that no woman came up to his ideals. Therefore, he decided that all of his life he wouldn't get married and he would stay bachelor. And he was worshipper of a goddess, Galatea. And as I told you, it is a mythology. Mythology is its myths are half fact and half reality. These are the stories about different cultures and different religions, and the stories to which culture they belong. Those people think that they are absolutely real historical events, whereas other people don't believe in those stories fully. Like that, we hear about Indian mythology in the same way. There is a Greek mythology, there is a Roman mythology, there is a Norse, there is a Celtic, there is the Egyptian, there is the African. These all countries have their own mythologies, or all areas have their mythologies. In Urdu, myth is called Purasrar, full of secrets. Means that when we don't know its actual reality, means the thing is full of secrets, then that is mythology. Myth. Myth means something that cannot be explained or understood fully. Now you know that what is a myth, and overall it's a study or collection that's called mythology. And I'm here to explain to you the title of this play, Pygmalion by G.V. Shaw. He took this word from Greek mythology. In Greek mythology, there was a person by the name of a Pygmalion. He was a sculptor. He used to make statues. And he was such a person who hated women. They're called misogynists. Misogynist is a person who hates women. And because he has his own ideal of beauty, and no earthly woman could come up to those ideals. Therefore, he thought that for whole of his life he will stay bachelor. And by profession, he was a sculptor. He used to make statues of different material, wood, stone, or ivory. And once he made a statue out of ivory of a woman. It was a statue of a woman. And that statue was so perfect that he fell in love with that statue. When he fell in love with the statue, then as he was a follower or worshipper of a goddess, Galatea, the goddess took pity on him and asked him that if he had any wish, that his wish would be granted. And then his wish was that his statue would be transformed into a living woman. And his wish was granted. And that statue which became a woman he married that woman. And this is his background, that making something out of nothing. He made a statue out of just ivory, nothing, and then married that woman and that statue, that which has been carved by his own hands. Well, and what's the value as we display this Pygmalion? This is the title, and Pygmalion here stands for Professor Higgins. He has the ability. He has the ability to transform ordinary things into something special. Definitely, here this term has been used metaphorically. He doesn't make statues, but he is expert in phonetics. He can make a person look and feel educated by his language. He can teach them proper pronunciation, proper language. And after learning that proper language, that ordinary people become people of some stature, some status, means a social status. Definitely, language is also a symbol of social status. In the play, there is a girl, Eliza Doolittle. She is an ordinary girl, ordinary flower girl who sells flowers into the streets. And with the help of language learning, that girl has been passed as a princess or duchess at some ambassador's party. And people are unable to recognize her. Therefore, it means that he just changed an ordinary girl into a princess. Like that, Pygmalion changed ordinary piece of ivory into a living, beautiful woman. In the same way, Higgins transformed an ordinary poor girl into a rich girl of high society. Here, the similarity between the two things, the play and the myth, ends. Then is the difference. Difference is that that sculptor, the person who did statue, he married that woman. But here, Professor Higgins didn't marry Eliza Doolittle. This is the difference. And sometimes there is examination question that you have to explain the titles, relevance to the play and its background. Then you have to tell this myth. And definitely then when you write some question, you have to go into different details. When you go into the details, then you have to mention that what was the reason that why didn't Pygmalion marry that Eliza Doolittle girl. And for that reason, but here I can also add that thing, that is George Bernard Shaw's philosophy of life force. According to that philosophy, he says it is the duty by nature. Duty is assigned to women that they have to carry on their generation. For that, with their attraction, they find a suitable father of their future children, and then the generation is reared up. It is duty of women by nature. It is one part of his philosophy, that philosophy of life force. And the other part that is related with men. According to George Bernard Shaw, the men, they are born free, or they want to stay free. They don't want to get into this matrimony system. They want to evade it. But it is a women's skill that Bernard Shaw says that a woman trap a man and makes them husbands. And only a few, or rather a 1%, a small proportion of men, they don't get into this trap of matrimony. And according to Bernard Shaw, they are the real genius men. And Professor Higgins is Definitely, George Bernard Shaw's example of that man that who is unable to be trapped by female charms. Therefore, he stays unmarried. He never falls in love, and he never likes Eliza from that point of view. And this is also life force philosophy. There were students today. We discussed two things: the relevance of title with the play, and George Bernard Shaw's philosophy of life force. And now I end here my class. And if you have some questions, you are most